Hello guys, welcome back to Shally-Entertainment. On today's video, I'll be recommending a list of dramas starring Lee Min-ho. Being the most popular Korean actor internationally, Lee Min-ho is recognized as the actor that originally brought forth the Hallyu wave beyond Korean shores. He's also one of the biggest endorsers and highest paid actors in the business. Born on the 22nd of June 1987, Lee Min-ho gained widespread fame through his role as Gujunpyo in Boys Over Flowers that aired in 2009. Now starting off the list, coming at number 1, City Hunter. City Hunter is an action-packed drama that aired back in 2011. It mainly starred Lee Min-ho and Park Min-young. It follows the life of Lee Young-sung, as played by Min-ho, who goes by the codename City Hunter. He was kidnapped as a child and he went through a very hard training in order to avenge his father's death by using the identity of a Korean-American teenager, who is later revealed to have died several years ago. Going through with his revenge schemes, he ends up encountering and falling in love with a young woman who works as a bodyguard to one of his targets that he plans to assassinate, leading to a lot of complication in his original plan. And coming at number 2, The Eternal Monarch. The Eternal Monarch is an action and supernatural drama that aired in 2020. The series follows the mind-boggling time adventurer of Emperor Lee Gang, as played by Lee Min-ho, the king who rules the fabled country of Korea. There are two different countries who sort of war, and almost every person exists in both countries. Lee Min-ho is playing the role of a king who visits the other country and knows about the existence of the two countries. The king has to travel to the other world in order to find an enemy who has killed his father and family in the past. The enemy is the first person who comes to know about these parallel worlds and use them for his evil purpose. In his journey, he meets and falls in love with Detective Jun Tae-yeol, as played by Kim Go-eun, whom he recognizes from the identification card he obtained as a child during his father's assassination. And coming at number 3, The Heirs. The Heirs follows a group of rich, privileged high school students who are preparing themselves to take over their respective family businesses. In this series, Lee Min-ho plays the role of Kim Tan, an heir to Jacob Group, a large Korean conglomerate. Kim Tan was exiled to America by his brother Kim Won, who tries to take over the family business. During his stay in the US, Kim Tan meets and falls in love with Cha Eun-sun, a young lady who makes a visit to the US in order to meet her older sister. However, a turn of events forces her to take shelter at his residence, where they grow fond of each other. He later finds out that she is the daughter of his housemate, currently living at his place. And coming at number 4, Pachinko. Pachinko is a coming-of-age story that takes a swipe at pressing problems such as racism, racial profiling, and stereotyping. Pachinko was a 2017 finalist for the National Book Award for Fiction. The drama is set at a time when Korea was dominated by the Japanese. Lee Min-ho is playing the role of a man, Ko Han-soo, who lives in Japan but often visits Korea. He is a fish merchant, and for this business he comes to Korea. Sunja, on the other hand, is a bright girl whose father is dead after a prolonged illness, and she has become a fish merchant too. Sunja and Ko Han-soo became close after their first meeting and end up in a relationship that led to Sunja being pregnant. However, when Sunja tells him about the pregnancy and asks him to marry her, he insults her by declaring that he is already married with 3 children. This breaks Sunja's heart, also leaving her family reputation in the ruins, until a young missionary man shows up to take her hand in marriage. And coming at number 5, Legend of the Blue Sea. Legend of the Blue Sea is a romance and fantasy drama inspired by a classic Joseon legend that tells a bittersweet love story about a human and a mermaid. It also focuses on the survival of the young mermaid from the Joseon era in the modern world after she lost her lover. She is caught by Junjae, as played by Lee Min-ho, a charming but cold con artist who is the doppelganger of Kim Won, the son of a nobleman from the Joseon dynasty. Despite the simple storyline, the drama is very funny and entertaining. And coming at number 6, Personal Taste. Personal Taste is a 2010 romantic comedy adapted from a novel of same name. The series follows the life and story of Park K-in, a furniture designer who lives together with Myung-ho's character, Jung Jae-woo, an architect who she assumes is gay. The girl is heartbroken from her previous relationship and does not want any man near her, so the man played by Lee Min-ho pretends to be gay in order to live in that house. He cannot bear it whenever something happens to the girl and gradually fell in love with her. And coming at number 7, Gangnam Blues. Gangnam Blues is an action thriller that aired in 2015. The film is set in the early 1970s when socio-political turmoil and terrorism is rampant in Seoul's Gangnam district. Lee Min-ho is playing the role of a homeless man, Jung-dae. The childhood friends Jung-dae and Young-ki struggle to get by until their homes were demolished by local thugs. The two get tested as they find themselves involved in serious political clashes, where they also end up being hired by a gang to serve political purposes. The movie is about gangsters' life and how they face betrayal at the hands of their most trusted people. And coming at number 8, Boys Over Flowers. Boys Over Flowers is one of the most popular Korean dramas internationally. It aired in 2009 and it's about the journey of a rich spoiled guy and a poor girl and their realization about their feelings for each other. The story is also about the friendship between four friends and their journey to achieve love and success. Gum Jangi comes from a poor family who owns a dry cleaning shop. She one day receives a swimming scholarship in Shinhwa High School, a prestigious school for the wealthy, after she saved a student trying to commit suicide because of bullying. In school, she meets the notorious F4, the most popular and powerful group of boys at the school, who are from powerful families. Her life at school starts out miserable, as she doesn't fit in with other students because of her status, and later becomes worse when she is labeled as the new bullying target of the F4. And coming at number 9, Fate. Also known as the Great Doctor, it is a mixture of the modern world and history where a man from the past comes into the modern world and kidnaps a female plastic surgeon. At first, the Doctor tries to run, however, there is no way to escape as the door back to the present is closed. Gradually, she had to accept her fate. The drama shows the romance between the warrior from the ancient times and the female doctor from the modern times, their love transcending time and space. It will also tell the story about the process of making a true king. With many factions after the king's life, the character of Lee Min-ho, along with a group of people, fight against these traitors to protect the heir to the throne. And the last but not the least, Bounty Hunters. Bounty Hunter is an action comedy that aired back in 2016. Two martial art experts have been working as bodyguards for hire, but to little success. After being suspended as Interpol officers, San and Yo find themselves in trouble when a terrorist bombing turns them into wanted suspects, and a rival group of bounty hunters set out to find them. Lee San, played by Lee Min-ho, is stuck with gangsters along with his friends. After a struggle, they try their best but find themselves in more trouble. In order to clear their names, they must work with a trio to track down the culprit of the series of bombings that have plagued an international hotel group. Thank you guys for watching. Do make sure to hit the subscribe button to follow for more movies and drama recommendations.